This program is part of a collaboration between the Florence Indian Mound Museum and the Alabama chapter of the Trail of Tears Association. We've been doing a series of presentations, both in person at the museum and virtual, kind of throughout the year. And it's sponsored by the Muscle Shoals National Heritage Area. And today we're joined, and we're grateful to be joined by Mr. Lyndon Alec, who is a hoop dancer, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does and how he started doing it and how he does it. So we're grateful to be joined by you today, Mr. Allen.
Yes, good to be with y'all.
Thank you. So if you could talk a little bit about where you grew up and how that had an impact on your life, just to kind of get a background of what we're talking about today.
Sure. Again, my name is Lyndon Alec, and member of the Alabama Coushatta tribe. Uh, I like to mention about my tribe a little bit before I get into the where I started dancing. The Alabama and Coushatta tribe are two tribes. Uh, People think it's just one tribe, but it's two tribes. The state of Alabama gets their name from our tribe because that's where our people was from. And so back in probably early 1800s, we was removed from that area and we went westward, across the Mississippi into Louisiana. And now we make our home in Livingston, Texas. As we were removed from there, we started going eastward and westward across the Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Like I said, we was not part of the Trail of Tears. I want to make that clear. Our people was not part of the Trail of Tears, but the Alabama and Coushatta, roamed together, and we grew on vegetation. We're mostly known as farmers. What we was, our ancestors and our grandparents, they all grew their own vegetation to survive in these many, many years. There's probably about 35, 40,000, I'm guessing, on the way. As we went westward, a lot of our people died on the way because there was malaria that affected our people, and any kind of things to cure our people. So a lot of people died on the way. So we're just a small tribe now. There's probably totaling probably about 1,200 members that's on the reservation, members of the reservation. And also the Coushattas, like I said, the Coushattas are a different tribe. They speak their language similar to ours, but it's more different. But we still understand each other. So the Coushattas decided to go back to Louisiana, which they make their home in Elton, Louisiana, and the population there is almost similar to ours, 1,200 members that are living out there as well. So it's our people has married to some Coushatta, so it's usually Alabama and Coushatta that are have RV place. It's called Lake Tombigbee. Some of the places that we name our house, we seen Tombigbee. I've seen a river called Lake Tombigbee out there when I'm headed to Tuscaloosa. So some of those rivers that we see, we name our Lake Tombigbee back home. So it's Tombigbee where you can camp out and swim, paddle boat, fish, all that good stuff. So if you ever in our area, come see us. And also in June, first week in June is fixing to come up. We have our annual powwow. We have it out there, the baseball field, and so I'm inviting y'all to come. If you get a chance to come out, that'd be the best time to come. And also right after ours, the second weekend in June, the Coushatta tribe in Louisiana as well, they'll have theirs powwow coming up as well. So they usually have theirs in because it's hot. We have ours outside. So, but these two are related, and it's the Alabama Coushatta and the Coushatta tribe. back to back, first weekend and second weekend of June. So I invite you to come out. So as well as our people, like I said, there's probably about 1,200 members live there. We do have a head start to the public where low income kids come out and have school with our native kids now. So that's what we do. And also, I know you asked me how long have I been hoop dancing. I started when I was 12 years old, learned it from a friend of mine. When I started hoop dancing at 12 years old, my summer job was at the reservation. We had a tourist complex. We had a reptile garden tour. We had a bus tour. We had a living in the village tours. Tells you about how natives used to make fry bread and how they used to make arrowheads and stuff like that. And we had a dance square. That's where I started learning my hoop dance. We had a dance square there. We had like maybe 5 men, 5 women that performed there in the summertime. So that's where I really started. Seeing this guy started hoop dancing, and I said, I want to start doing that. Back then, we started using these tree vines. You know, we just go out there in the woods, and if you ever been out there in the woods, there's some vines that you pull. That's when we used to hunt squirrels. That's what I learned from my dad. So you pull that vine and the squirrel starts running out there, cubby holes there. So that's what we use our hoops back then. And it's called the vines. And we would tape them up and fix it. And we may start with 4 or 5 hoops like that. But now, you know, it's all modern. Now we start using PVC pipe, PEX pipe, much easier. They don't break because what I use them for nowadays, I use 24 hoops is what I use them for. And these pipes that I have don't break anymore. So it's much easier to make the formation. So I started, like I said, started 12 years old. That was my summer job. And a friend of mine came from, I believe it was in Arizona. He was a Hopi Native American. And the people that came out to our reservation was called the Lamanite generation. These people here had a talent, kind of like a talent show they had. And they traveled all over the world, out there in Europe, United States, wherever they were wanted to be. I went out there to do 24. You know, we all get nervous, we all get anxious, and you know, you want to do right. I tell you what, I was nervous. You know, anything you try to do the first time, you get real nervous. But yet, you don't give up. You go right in and try to do your best. And nervousness is always there whenever you do things the first time. So I got out there, put all my 24 hoops. I got up to 12 hoops, and you know, my mind went blank after that. And I danced around there, and I didn't know what was next. I was just so nervous. And then so I got up to 12. My other 12 hoops were still on the ground. So I couldn't do anything else. I just nervous, forgot. And so I just picked them all up and went on out. And I was just kind of, you know, disappointed. But I never gave up. I went back there and I practiced. And it took me about 2.5 weeks to perform this dance, to perfect this dance, really. And after that, hey, I've been going on strong with it, you know. And to be a hoop dancer, you have to exercise, you know, try to eat right, run, and all that good stuff. So.
All right, Linda, can you tell me a little bit about the regalia that you wear when you are dancing? And what is the significance of some of the regalia?
Yes, my regalia is mostly it's different colors. I want to explain some of the dances that we do, like Native American fancy dancers. They have colorful dances. What they do, they have colorful regalia, such as their aprons and their the vest they wear. And nowadays they make it colorful because many years ago they used to use nothing but rawhide, buckskin, and so forth. But now the years have changed. You can make your regalia real sparkly or real shiny. And now a lot of them use ribbons and horse hairs on the ends, and just to make themselves real colorful. And each dancer has different bustles. Bustles are called the feathers that's on their back. And so each dancer wishes to have some certain color. That's what they do. That's what they wish for. And that's what they colors will be, and try to match their regalia with it. But like I said, they put ribbons on the ends, and just to make themselves look real colorful nowadays.
Mhm.
And mine is different colors. Since I'm a hoop dancer, I usually try to focus on the shiny and the material that we have nowadays is it's real colorful. So like I said, everybody wants to shine nowadays. And, you hardly see anybody have the original buckskin rawhide that they dance with. There may be some, but I don't know. I've never seen anybody. But most of the time, the hoop dancers have their colorful regalia on to make it shine. And I have my own as well that I have is different colors. Sometimes I may dance like 3 to 4 times a day. I may be dancing, and so I use different colors of my hoop dancing regalia is what I do. So each one of them are different. So
Mhm.
I try to be colorful as much as I can.
Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Now, can you tell me about some of the instruments that are used and maybe what they're made of and why they're important?
Yeah, it's very important to have the drum. Without the drum, that's the heartbeat of the drum, is what we call it. So this is what we dance with. The drum is to make the sound, and the people, the singers, use their drum to make the song. So it can be fast. According to how fast the drummers drum, you have to keep step with the drum beat. Is what we do. So when I dance, I have some dancers not dancers, but I have some drummers that drums for me, and they're out of Choctaw, Mississippi. They're always there when I go to these festivals. So they know my songs and know my drum beat. So how fast to go, how fast it needs to be, and the song that they have is more like an inspiration or inspiring you to feel good every time you dance. Because some songs, the hoop dance is kind of like a faster drum beat and a faster song, and the song has to be really appropriate for you to make you dance a little bit better and faster sometimes. But that's what it is. So the drum they use rawhide, and the drumstick they use a rawhide as well to make the sound.
Okay. Now, what about the differences between dances and some of the other Southeastern tribes? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, a lot of, for instance, our dancers, may have uh, different dances that we do. Some tribes have like bear dances, deer dances, rabbit dances, and some of them we have and some we don't. I remember many years ago, some of the drummers that used to drum for us, they would tell us, many years that we used to use these songs and dances, but now since these people that's gone before us now, we hardly use them anymore because that was their way of imitating the animal. Like the snake dance, we use that, and also the buffalo dance, we use that. And so the buffalo, we give honor to the buffalo because buffalo gave us food, shelter, and clothing. And the snake is the type of snake that we follow the movement of the snakes, what it is. So there's some dances that we do, and there's some dances that different other tribes don't do that. They have their own ways of dancing in different animal type, So we're not all the same. I couldn't tell you what the others dance, but I've seen some. The one that I saw is from Cherokee. They have their own ways of different animal dances they do.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, how long do some of the dances that you do, how long do they last?
My hoop dance will take at least about uh, 12 to about 13 minutes. It's non-stop dance is what it is. So the hoop dance just keeps right on going till at the end of the program. So some may use different hoops. I'm talking about number of hoops. I use 24 hoops. So my dance will take me at least about 15 to 12 to 15 minutes. And so if you have some hoop dancers that may be using 4 or 5, it'll be less. It's according to how they make their design. It might go longer, it may be shorter. You never know what kind of designs they have. So it's according to how many hoops they use and what they make the designs with, and it's just different. It's just all different.
Okay. What do you do to stay in shape?
Oh man, I got to ride my bike, and walk. That's what we do, and just to try to stay in shape, because each year, somewhere around November, December, how Thanksgiving and December's Christmas, everything's kind of slowed down. So if you don't exercise and then start back up in January, boy, it gets tough. It's pretty tough. So you have to remind yourself that you're gonna keep hoop dancing. You got to keep in shape. You gotta watch what you eat, exercise, run, stuff like that.
next to him.
So I guess maybe the last question I have is what else do you want people to know about hoop dancing?
Hoop dances is symbols. We have symbols symbolizing the beautiful creation that God has given us. Uh, when I'm dancing, I'll explain my dances, what formations to look for, such as the bird, the butterfly, the eagle, tumbleweed, and at the end, I'll make the world and the sun. That's what my hoop dance is all about. And what God has given us on this earth, such as the trees, plants, and animals that I mentioned, everything that we have that God gives us to survive on many, many years. We honor what God has given us throughout our world, and He's the one that controls the whole earth, uh, and we look up to Him, and He's the one that gives us life each and every day.
Great, great. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to say?
No, that's about it. But I appreciate you letting me talk about the dances, and
Yeah.
hope I explained it clear enough for people to understand. If not, I do have a website. It's www.lyndonalec.com. Shoot me an email if they have any questions, and if they want to find out more, I'll be glad to get back with them.
Excellent. That's great. And do you plan on being at Okakapasa up here in Alabama this year, Lyndon?
Yes,
Excellent.
I sure will. It'll
Excellent.
be in, I believe, October, I believe, September, I believe.
September is
Yeah,
yeah.
September. Yeah,
September.
second weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I get so many dates mixed up. I don't want to give out the wrong one.
Well,
It'll be September second weekend. Yes.
I imagine you're pretty
There's so
busy.
many places
So
that I go to. I have to kind of look at it and check my dates, make sure. So,
yeah,
and then we'll be gone this weekend. We'll be in Tennessee, so I got a performance to do there.
great, great. Well, we certainly appreciate it, Lyndon, and look forward to seeing you again in person. So
All righty. I
you take
appreciate
care.
it. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.